Welcome to my movie review, Ballerina. Good. So, Ballerina from the world of John Wick, or from the world of John Wick, Ballerina. Seen it yesterday. Seen it last night. Is directed by Les Wiseman. Interesting name. And stars Anna de Armas, fucking Ian McShane, Lance Riddick, the late great Lance Riddick, Angelica Houston, Norman Reedus, and Keanu Reeves as John Wick. The plot of this film is essentially there's this girl played by Anna de Armas, and when she's a child, she lives with her assassin father, and Gabriel Byrne and a bunch of these other assassins come and kill her father in front of her. We then see Ian McShane's character Winston from the John Wick films approach her in a place after her father's death to offer her a chance to be part of this kind of group school place, which offers ballet lessons, but also teaches you how to fight. And that's led by Angelica Houston. So essentially then what ends up happening is she's in this place until she's an adult. She literally is so dedicated to it and does this till her fucking feet bleed. She also does a lot of training, like with fighting and assassin kind of like shooting things. And is sent on a mission to fight people with rubber bullets to save this girl with money, and just sent on little missions or whatever. We then cut to 2 years later where she's just killing all these bad guys off one by one. She's usually sent by Angelica Houston's character and just going around killing bad guys or whatever. She even has a interaction with John Wick earlier in the film because it takes place during the events of the third and fourth one. Then essentially, she's sent to track this guy played by Norman Reedus down. Essentially, then these other fuckers come to try and kill her, and they're actually the people that are working for Gabriel Byrne's character. She then goes rogue after Norman Reedus' character gets shot and his daughter gets kidnapped. She then goes off to try and save the daughter while also getting revenge on Gabriel Byrne's character and all the fuckers that wronged her. Essentially then she ends up going on this kind of adventure killing bad guys and ends up in this town that is led by Gabriel Byrne and is corrupt, and the entire village, which is in Germany, she goes to Germany, is against her, and she's basically killing people left and right. So she has to kill these bad guys, get revenge, confront her past, and also save this girl. That is the overall plot synopsis of Ballerina. What did I think of this film? I thought that this film was fantastic. I think it's just amazing. It's a fucking phenomenal fucking spin-off film, action film. This is how you do a fucking spin-off. This is how you do a fucking spin-off on a modern day action film. First of all, let's talk about the action, right? Fuck me, it is non-stop, right? It is non-stop action. There's a moment where Anna de Armas goes out of the fucking hotel, runs away to get into a car, right? I think there's a guy there, shoots him, gets in the car, gets in the fucking car, and then right away, bang, another car bashes into her. Like, oh shit, and then there's just a fucking amazing fucking action scene where she's like kind of like stepping out and like kind of pushing against the car and kind of like walking, and it's skidding and it's crashing into a fucking into the car, and she's kind of pushing back, but she actually gets into the car, drives off. You get this great shot of the city, and then another car just comes bang into her, and just she's there fucking shooting, bang, bang, fucking, great effect. And then guys trying to hit her, it's like, whatever, and then she just ends up going, grabbing, getting a fucking tool, and then bang, right in the fucking face, gore, blood everywhere. running off or whatever, and the colours of the fucking city, like it's that kind of John Wick colour, all of the fucking lights and really colourful blends of purple, yellow, blue, all of these great colours together. It's a fucking epic scene. I love the moment where it cuts to 2 months later. She's in a bathroom, she's like, oh, taking fucking glass out. And you see that she's after killing someone. And then as she's walking, you see another dead body, and she's walking through this entire place, and you just see all these dead bodies everywhere. And I think she's like, yes, I'm on my way now, and blah, blah, blah. And she's talking. And then just fucking the way the camera is kind of panning as well. And you just see all of this fucking destruction, as she's walking through and then out of the place. It's just like, you don't want to mess with her. In a lot of ways, she could actually be stronger than John Wick. Because fuck me, like, she doesn't take shit from anyone. Like, holy fuck, she's a fucking badass. Absolute badass. And a strong character. She just walks out and you're like, holy fuck. And there's another great moment in the film where she's brought into this place. She's like, okay, I need you to do something. It's like, what do you want me to do or whatever? I said, look, I don't know, or whatever. It's like, I don't know, I can't fucking do that, or whatever. What do you want me to do? And she sits her down. It's like, sit down, shut up. They're kind of like bringing her in and all this shit, kind of like capturing or whatever. Like, here we go, or whatever. And then they bring this other girl in, and she's like, oh, what the fuck? What is this? What the fuck? You gotta be fucking kidding me, right? And it's like, what? Is this another test? It's like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, and she goes, who are you? It's like, I'm you in 10 years, And they're basically both sitting down, looking at each other. It's like, you ready to do this? Yeah. They're looking at each other. They have to load the gun quickly. And it's like just this really great, suspenseful fucking scene where you're like, holy shit. Holy fuck, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And they're like, begin. And, and they're like, and they're trying to get it. And all that stuff, and you're like, and she kind of fucks it up, and you're like, oh fuck, and she gets it, and then just go bang, shoots your woman, no hesitation, blood or whatever. You're like, oh my fucking god. It's like, congrats, you passed. And I'm just like, oh shit. But like, that was a really great suspenseful scene. The music and the tension was great. I think as well, this film really tries to up the action from the other films. And I feel like each John Wick film or spin-off, even though this is a spin-off, this isn't the fifth film. It's not John Wick 5. There is going to be a John Wick 5. But it tries to, like, always up the ante. It always tries to up the ante. And I love that about it. It's a non-stop action fucking thrill ride. Like, the part where she essentially is like, has to go to Germany. Oh, I gotta go to Germany, whatever. And you get these beautiful fucking shots of this kind of snowy mountain, and she's just there driving, like, oh, I have to do this, blah, blah, blah. She gets to the place, gets out, walks in, right, to the fucking reception. It's like, oh, it's like, yes, what can I get for you? It's like, oh, I'd like a coffee, please, or whatever. And she's just kind of looking around, and it's all peaceful. And you're thinking, oh, fuck. And then right away, fucking people come out of nowhere. She's like, oh, shit. And then people are like punching her and smashing. She's like, oh shit. And there's a lot of hand-to-hand combat. And she's like, oh fuck. Then she's punching the fucker. It's like, come here, And the way the camera is moving, it's like very slick. And the director really captures the style of the John Wick action, but also brings his own unique twist to it. Because there is a little bit of, okay, this is more improved, I guess. And like, there's just fucking people shooting. She's just there pulling guns out. Deadly, fucking class, right? And like, she gets fucking punched and smashes through the fucking glass. And there's moments where it's like one shot as well, and she's just there, bang, bang, and the fucking camera's following her, like, and then it's hand-on-hand combat, and she's like, fuck, and then there's people kind of running out and all this shit, and you're like, holy fuck, they're running out, the regular people. It's like, sorry. And then the woman's behind the counter, and she's just there, bang, and she's throwing fucking knives at shit, and she's fucking, just going fucking and stabbing people and fucking, like, just going crazy, and there's people trying to fucking get knives, and it just goes on and on. She's just there shooting people, and there's blood fucking flying everywhere, and she's like, throws a knife and hits someone in the fucking head, and all this other crazy shit goes on. And then, just when you think it's over, right, the woman is there, like, and like the one that's there, she's like, look, I'm not gonna hurt you, right? Then straight away pulls a knife on her, and then you get a fucking hand-to-hand fight combat scene where they're like bang, 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 back and forth, like kicking the shit out of each other and shit. And then she ends up throwing her in and locking her in this place. Look, stay there, I'm not gonna go anywhere, whatever. And then right away, you get an interesting plot twist. Because turns out the fucking village are in on this. You know, they're fucking in on it. They all go to the fucking things, come in with guns or whatever, and they go into the place and they're like, and she's there, bang, 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 fucking having to go crazy, you know, getting a knife. The guy's just there. She runs upstairs, fucking gets a knife, or a fucking, I think it's a fucking ice skating shoe. Guys on the fucking balcony trying to shoot at her, bang, bang, and she fucking throws it, hits the fucker in the face, falls off the fucking balcony. It's a gore, and she's just there, bang, 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 fucking killing people left and right, stabbing them, slitting their fucking throats, fucking shooting. You know, she gets injured as well, and she's like fucking beating the fuck out of them. But the way the camera's moving and the way the action is shot, it's done so excitingly, and it's going on and on and on for ages, and she's there, bang, 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 killing people left and right. There's moments where she stops, picks up someone else's machine gun, like shoots one of the villains, picks up his machine gun and goes, just fucking amazing. And there's shit being broken left, right, and centre, and I love the practicality of it, the way it was shot, the fucking gore. And then she's like fucking picking up tools and bang, hitting people across the fucking face with them, just killing them left, right, and centre. And then the villain comes in, and it's like, oh, do you not remember me and all this? Oh, you remember me? It's like, yeah, you took my life away. You killed my father in front of me. It's like, oh, yes. And then you caused all of this. And it's like, what did you do with the girl? I want to find the girl. What the fuck did you do to her? And she's just like, oh, she'll be safe, blah, blah, blah. And then this other girl comes, and she's trying to shoot at her, like, bang, bang, and they're fighting, beating the shit out of each other. Bang, bang, bang. You know, and it's like, do you not recognize her? That's your sister. And you're like, holy shit. And he's like, oh yeah, I took her away a long time ago. How do you not recognize your own sister and stuff like that? And she's kind of just like, what? You know, so eventually she goes off, they're shooting, bang, bang, and then he's about to shoot, and she kind of stops him, the sister kind of stops him. But I also love the part where the girl runs towards Anna de Armas with the knife, you know, when she gets out of the fucking safe, because she's in there, or she gets out of the place, runs at her, and then bang, shoots her in the head, blood splatters everywhere. It's just such a fucking unique action scene. But the moment where, you know, Gabriel Byrne is having great dialogue scene with Anna de Armas, you know, with Eve's the character's name. You know, they're both talking to each other, like, how could you do this to me? You killed my father in front of me. How could you do that? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, well, we always have to do this, blah, blah, blah. And he just does this whole fucking long speech, and the dialogue between them, back and forth for the whole scene, is great. And then that twist of, do you not recognize her? She's your sister, and all that. And they go off, and then they're kind of bang, bang, shooting at each other. He's like, I don't want to hurt you, and all. They're kind of talking to each other. And you get this really great family drama scene, right, where the two of them are talking. It's like, how could you do that and all that? It's like, you know, he's gonna do the same to you, the nasty stuff to you too. And she's just like, yeah, well, this is your family, this is your family, this is the place you belong. You betrayed your own family. I didn't betray my family, they killed my father. It's like, yeah, our father killed our father, who wasn't even a good person. You know, he was dabbled in all this other shit. And fucking says, and you joined the school, that's not even any better. It's like, yeah, you know, they it's like, you know, how is it any different? You know, how is what we offer any different to what that ballet school taught you? You know, the guns and shit. And she goes, well, she gave me a choice to kill. She gave me a choice. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, well, the choice isn't yours and all this other kind of stuff. You know, they kind of at each other, and I think they fight for a bit. Bang bang! It's fucking awesome. But it's a great dialogue scene between the two of them, and the acting in that scene, like the performances are great. Like Anna de Armas is just great. She can so many scenes. She just delivers a dramatic, raw performance where she's crying. Um, you know, I love that. You know, and she goes off or whatever. And I think the other girl did a great job acting as well. And then Gabriel Byrne is great as the villain. Like the villain is sinister. You know, he has many moments where he's just kind of sitting there monologuing. He's looking out the fucking window, talking, like saying, "Oh, go get this, that, go get her, blah blah blah, kill her, or whatever." And he feels like an actual threat. He's like, "Look, we're gonna destroy a load of people," and he has like fucking, he can destroy the world. You know, it's like we're gonna get the whole village against her. And I even love like moments where, like when she's driving, you got this guy looking with the binoculars, and eventually he kind of got like throughout the film, it kind of cuts back and forth, and you see him, and he kind of goes to, you know, Gabriel Byrne's like, yeah, sir, she's that way. He's like, right, get her now. You know, he's so sinister. He's like, right, everyone, everybody, get her, find her, and the whole you just see the whole village come out with guns and running through the place. You know, and right away, you do get the sense that something is up when she gets to the village. Because when she drives, right, she ends up almost hitting a kid, right? And mother, and she's kind of looking, and then the kid kind of goes bang, bang like that with his, with her fingers or whatever. So like you're kind of like, yeah, there's definitely something afoot here. So I love when it cuts back to the different scenes in the cabin of him of Gabriel Byrne talking about like his evil plan and what he's gonna do. And when he's like, "Oh, you need to go get her," you know, it kind of cuts back and forth throughout the film. I was like, "You need to go get her, you need to go get her," and all that. And then there's the moment where he's like, "Look, we have another issue. What?" And then he looks and sees John Wick, or hears that John Wick is there, and he's just like, "The Baba Yaga." He's like, the Baba Yaga, John Wick. And then I love the part where he's like, where they come in and he's like, "Look, we've a problem. We've lost track of John Wick." And he's just like, the Baba Yaga, find them, kill him, all this shit, you know? Um, but I love that. I love how sinister he is. There's even a moment where he's like, "Oh, I put the hit on my own son. I have to kill him. I have to kill him," or whatever. And she's like, you know, he's giving a monologue, and she's like, "You put a hit out on your own son." It's like, yeah, I just have to do that. It's part of what I do and all that. And it's just like, holy fuck, this guy just will stop at nothing, you know? But I love the overall setting of the finale, like in this big kind of town with like the fucking snowy atmosphere, you know. It was awesome. And then like when she goes out with the fucking cabin and all these fuckers are there, like, "Ah!" It's like everyone get her, and then like the whole fucking village are against her, and you're like, holy shit. You know, and it's a long action sequence where she's shooting people left, right, and center, right? But then it starts feeling like a video game, but in a good way, because of the way it's shot. She's going around like, oh shit, and there's people. She just goes bang, 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 fucking shooting them, like, and then picking up their fucking weapons, and you know, and she's running up these fucking like steps, and there's people left, right, and center, bang, 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 and she's shooting, and then like people left, right, you know, just constantly going through these different places, you know, and just going through these different parts of the village, and just people jumping out, and she's going, you know, and she's fucking fighting, and the hand on hand combat's there, and it's like one shot, and it's fucking amazing. Amazingly directed, and it's fucking phenomenal action. But that goes on for a while. She shoots a bunch of people, you know, left, right, and center. I love when she jumps on the roof as well and slides down, kind of. But then she ends up getting knocked out, captured, and then, you know, Gabriel Byrne does this whole monologuing thing, um, or whatever. And then I just think that setup for the third act is great because it's so exciting and there's constantly action, but the action has a purpose because the story and dialogue surrounding it is great, right? And another thing I love about the film is the color. There's a lot of great moments where you get beautiful shots of the city, you know, where it pans in at the city, you get an overhead shot of the city, you have her driving, and all of the fucking bright yellow, blue, dark purple colors. Like, it's so fucking beautiful to look at. The aesthetic of the movie is beautiful to look at, you know? And they made a John Wick film spin off where they made the main character interesting. She was interesting, you know? It was interesting to see, um, her at the start of the film, you know, with her father. Her and her father are talking, having a good time, But like straight away, you see the tattoo on his back, and okay, this fucker is obviously into drugs and stuff. But even the open shot, seeing the little fucking ballerina thing spinning around, and then the house and stuff, and then you have the people coming out of the water and all that stuff, and he's just there talking to the father, you know, and the whole thing of they're coming out of the water, and you have the guys with the guns, and then they just shoot the fucker with the arrow right away. It's like, oh fuck, and it's a really cool effect, like shooting people with the arrow. They're like, come on, in the house, and they're like get the fuck down, and bang, 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 shooting people left and right. Fucking, you're getting great fucking moments, shooting arrows and all this shit. Then the father comes out and he's like, run, run, and then Eve, get out of here, and she runs off, and it's this really intense scene, like daddy, and he's just there, bang, 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 and he's a fucking badass. Then, bang, Gabriel Bourne comes in an epic scene. He's really, really threatening and menacing. He wants her to run away. She kind of hides away, doesn't want her to come out. She's brave, and it's just this dialogue scene that goes on for a while, but the tension and the suspense is like, you have something that belongs to me and all this stuff. Just this fucking amazing sequence, that, intense fucking scene where, he's just given this amazing monologue, and straight away that he's a force to not be fucked with. And eventually she runs out, the scene goes on for a while, runs out, and she's like, no, no, and then he kind of stops her. Then eventually it all gets fucked up, and then shoots her in front of the father, blood goes everywhere, and runs off. But the opening shot of the film actually shows the ballerina thing, and she's just kind of sitting there covered in blood. So there's a great non-linear of, oh fuck, what just happened. Then we get that scene where we get the scene at the beach, and then we cut to the present. A scene, well, not present, but present of her being a child. And I just thought that was really effective, and it was interesting because it gets the viewer gripped in straight away. And there's a great, I say this a lot in the reviews, there's a great show don't tell thing about it, because it's like, okay, something really fucked up is after happening to her, and we can tell how sad she is, the emotion she's feeling, and the actress done a great job at that. And that scene was able to express so much without doing so little. But then you get like an amazing scene with Ian McShane coming to her, is like, hey, are you okay? Like, I heard about what happened to your father. It's awful and all that stuff. It's like, can I look at that? Do you like ballet and all that? And all that. It's like, you not talk. It's like, yeah. And she just goes, if you want to know something, like you've gone through a hard time, but if you want to learn how to get over it, we can bring you to this place. Like, because your father's gone, it's awful and all this. But if you want to learn how to do ballet, there's a place I can bring you. And then, he brings her to, they're kind of back and forth, what do you say and all that. And then eventually she takes his hand, right? Which actually, I'm about to realising something. Because at the end of the film, when she goes to save the girl and she opens the van door, the little girl opens up and she kind of has her hand held out. So now it's her that's doing it, and she holds the hand and walks off or whatever, and saves the day and walks off and stuff like that. And that's the end of the film. But she gets brought to this place anyway, and she's like, oh, come on in here, and then is introduced to Angelica Houston's like, we can offer you this place at the dancing school and all that. You want to be a ballet dancer, and then you see her dancing as a child, as a ballerina. Um, you said it right. So you get that whole moment, and then like you're just cut to instantly getting a sense of who she is. She's constant like Angelica Houston, not a very pleasant, you know, character. I think even there is a moment where it's one of the characters says she's not a very pleasant woman. When I spoke to her, yeah, I think it's Gabriel Bond's like, yeah, met her before, not a very pleasant woman, if I do say so myself. And then there is a moment where he is on the phone to her, like, what are you doing? It's like, oh, I have her, I'm gonna, kill her, blah blah blah, whatever. And just, I think there is a moment where they're talking, and he's like, oh yeah, I met her a long time ago. It's not a very pleasant woman. Um, but there's that great moment where like she's doing ballet, right, and her feet are bleeding. She's like, again, and just like, oh, and you feel the frustration and the pain again. But instantly it tells you, oh fuck, she is tough. She is a tough character. Because then she goes off. You see her doing a ballet, talking to her friends. Her friends are like, oh, I want out of here, or whatever, and she's like, I don't think she appreciates what I do. And all that. And she's like, oh no, you're a great ballet dancer, or whatever. It's great. Because she goes up and she's like, yeah, you're up next. She's like, God, she's probably not going to be in a good mood today. It's like, no, you'll be fine. But then, like, she takes her socks off and there's like this fucking blood on her feet. And then you see Tarantino pop up and it's like, no. Um, and she kind of walks off. You get the kind of sense of her pain. And like in those moments where she's kind of freshening up and walking off and talking to people, you just get a sense of who she is, you know, the pain she's feeling, moments where she's getting flashbacks and it's kind of done a certain way. I just thought all that stuff was great. I really enjoyed the scene that she's talking. There's many moments where she goes in and talks to fucking Angelica Houston and all that stuff. And Angelica Houston, there's many moments where it cuts back and forth and she's on the phone and she's like, yes, and she's hearing about people. And then there's a moment where Ian McShane goes in and they have dialogue between each other, her and Angelica Houston, that goes on for a while or whatever. Um, I love that. I love the scene where Anna de Armas goes, sees Ian McShane, and he's like, oh, it's been a long time since I've seen you. She's like, oh, yes. Yes, I haven't seen you since I was a kid or whatever. It's like, oh, yeah. And they kind of have a back and forth. And it's like, see that you're doing this now and you're still doing ballet. And they're kind of back and forth talking. And I don't know, I think she gets guns in that scene. I can't remember. But yeah, there's a great scene between them two as well. And there's a couple of scenes between them two. And it's great. And Ian McShane as Winston is great. Like every part that he's in is amazing. So I was happy uh, with that. Um, you know, but what else was I gonna say? I'll say something else there. Hold on, I'm gonna pause this for a second. I needed a drink because I'm talking a lot. So yeah, I love the stuff with her in the ballet school and stuff, and Ian McShane. There's moments where she's like giving her kind of missions. Okay, you need to go and do this. Get that. You need to go and kill this person. She's like, okay, I'll do that. Goes off, or like she's just driving and then she gets a call being like, look, you need to by Jack Houston. You need to go and do this. Kill this person. Do this. All this kind of stuff. You need to go kill this guy, and all this other kind of cool shit. And like, she's like, okay, whatever. Um, you know, she doesn't say what okay, whatever, but it's dialogue between them anyway. Um, yeah, and I do like the moments where it kind of reminds me of John Wick 3, where like you see shots of Angelica Houston and she's just there, kind of looking over the ballet dancers, um, the ballerinas, and then a lot throughout the film you hear the Swan Lake, the no, no, that song. Sorry, the fucking no, 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 no. Even like the end of the film where she's walking into this kind of opera thing and looking at them dancing and everyone's kind of clapping and shit and walking off. And it's just a great piece of music to put in the film because it suits it, you know. But like the other thing I love about the movie, right, is the fact that it is quite different at times as well. There is similarities like with the action sequences and the gore and stuff like that. But there's a lot of fucking moments where you know where like it'll be fucking very like different because you know obviously showing it in a non-linear way, then showing the dead bodies before without showing how she killed them, But even the fucking fact that like it actually shows her in training as well. Like there's a moment where it's like showing her fighting, like yeah, she's fighting people left and right. Like you have to do it this way, get your opponent this way, and it's like showing her fighting. Then there's a moment where it's showing her training. Right, you need to go this way in order to like become an assassin. You need to do this. Come on, begin. And it's like great shots of her like putting stuff in the gun, and then she's kind of going around, bang, bang, bang. Bang, and she's just a fucking natural shooting people, and then someone goes from behind her and bang, and goes bang, and it goes bang, you're out, and it's a fucking guy of all people. So it's great like character development, and then you know she goes to this nightclub near the start of the film, and you have the fucking music, and it's very like flashy. Like there's always a nightclub scene in all these John Wick films. You know, So when she goes to it, you got all this kind of flashing images, and she's like, "Great, you have to go and get this person." It's like, okay, And she has the fucking earpiece in. She has this like nice kind of fur coat scarf as she's walking through, and it's great kind of camera work and the way that people are there, and you have these kind of assassins being there, like coming up and treating this girl like shit. And this guy kind of Asian guy kind of comes up and starts being a fucking bitch, an asshole, to her. Um, it's kind of going back and forth or whatever, and then it kind of gets all like crazy, and then like bang, like it's kind of back and forth, and it's great kind of intense dialogue, and bang, just fucking fighting. Then the hand on hand combat's there, and she's there fucking farted punching, men and women left and right. But the thing is, she keeps getting fucking knocked down. She falls down a couple of times, bang, 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 and stuff. Um, there's a moment where she's like kind of fucking gets thrown and smashes through this thing. She's fighting this girl, and she's like kind of struggling. And the thing is, she's given rubber fucking bullets, so she's there kind of going bang, and then shooting the guy in the thighs. And there's some really unique camera angles, and the blend of the music and the flashing images and the guns kind of the gunshots and the music kind of blend well together. It's like it's in sync, and they're like, oh, bang, 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 and like I like that she does struggle at the beginning, and then she's kind of going, or whatever, and then bang, 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 or whatever, stops the villains, saves the girl. It's like, please don't hurt me. It's like, I'm not gonna hurt you. Where's such and such or whatever? I can't remember what she says at that point. Sorry, but whereas this person, and it kind of runs off, and then kind of shoot more people. She does the mission or whatever. And it's just a great sequence. But I even love the part where she goes talking to the guy, you have to do this, and here's how you're gonna do it. It's like, really, rubber bullets. It's like, yeah, you have to do it. It's the easiest way to do it or whatever. Um, but like you see how much she struggles at that part. But then when you cut to 2 years later, she doesn't struggle as much. Obviously, she does at times. There's even great moments where she'll have the fucking kind of John Wick attire as well, and she'll be like, I love when she's like fighting at one point and shooting fuckers, and she kind of fucking punches and then falls down the stairs, which was like very John Wick esque. Mm. There's just so many fucking cool moments. Um, I love when she goes through like the fucking town and goes into this guy, and he's like, hi, good evening, how are you, what are you looking for, whatever, like into this kind of place underground, you know, she's like, look, I uh, I need some guns to like, I need some guns. I need help to get a lot of things, or whatever. And he's like, yeah, can I be Frank or whatever? And like his name is Frank, and I'm like, oh my fucking god, and it's kind of funny. And they're kind of just back and forth, like, yeah, so here's what you want to do, and it reminded me of the scene in the second film and the third film. So they're kind of looking at the guns and stuff, but then it's like they're all kind of they're just talking, having a conversation, like, right, so here you want to go this way and you want to do this, and I think she's like looking to get to a place as well, and it's a great like moment because he's a likable character, and like that's what I'm saying. A lot of these characters in the John Wick films, even if they're in one scene, have so much personality and they're memorable. They're always memorable. So I think it's a very smart and cool way to do that. So he's just like, oh, you want to go here, that, here, or whatever. And then out of nowhere, fucking smash it, oh shit. And right away you're like, oh my fucking god, right? People are busting in, shooting, he's like, oh, fuck, or whatever. And then she's just kind of going, bang, 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 with the guns she already has, right? And then she grabs some fucking guns, and then fucking left, right, and centre, fucking beating the shit out of them. And it's this fucking amazing action scene where she's there, bang, 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 and once again, the movement of the camera, the editing is just on point as well. And she's just there, fucking stabbing people, throwing knives, fucking people in the head, shooting, picking up a fucking machine gun, fucking more people up. People are getting shot left, right, and centre. She even fucking gets a grenade at one point, throws a fucking bomb, blows a fucking person up. That's another thing she does. Holy fuck, right? She blows so many people up in this fucking movie. Holy shit, right? There's a moment where, I think earlier on, in the fucking snow place, bang, blows someone up and fucking blood, guts fly everywhere. She's there fucking, blowing people up, shooting people left and right, grabbing people. Guys like, oh fuck, and he comes and starts fucking shooting people, bang, 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 fucking bang. She ends up slamming a door at one point, and this guy throws a grenade, slams the door, she throws a grenade, fucking ends up slamming the door right against the guy, and then fucking the grenade's there and just blows the guy up. It's just there, bang, 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 fucking left, right, and centre, shooting people, and it goes on for fucking ages. And she's stabbing. There's fucking times where she's picking up fucking hammers and blowing people up and stuff and just shooting like crazy, or whatever. And then she's like, oh, the fuckers or whatever. And then she's like, sorry about your store. It's like, yeah, it'll be fine or whatever. And he helps her out with. She's like, yeah, I need a car. And then that's when she goes off to Germany. But then, you see, the thing is, I think that there was another part as well where she's in the place and there's people coming in, like, and she's just kind of going, just fucking killing people and fighting them and fucking, a moment where she gets a fucking, grabs like a hammer and is fighting this person, right? And she's there kind of fucking, ends up grabbing someone's arm, fucking breaking the arm, gets a fucking hammer, smacks a fucker right in the face, like fucking slashes a fucking axe into someone, picks up an ice shoe, throws it, she's able to actually do hand-on-hand combat, even when she doesn't have a fucking gun, and there's people like bang, 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 and she's just there fucking stabbing, shooting them left, right, and centre. And a lot of these action scenes go on for a while. Then they get chase scenes, and there's people in the cars fucking shooting, and there's shit blown up left, right, and centre. And it's gory, and it's fucking great, and it's well edited, it's well directed, a lot of it's one shot. And on top of that, you've got like amazing colour palette and aesthetic, and on top of that, it's fun. And I also love that it's creative, like the fucking music and the dialogue and the fucking the fucking in the disco and places, and just the fuck in the fucking nightclubs and stuff. It's creative, But even like the fucking soundtrack as well is amazing. It's a fucking amazing soundtrack. I love the the moment in the film where he's trying to learn how to fight. It's like, look, you need to. We're just trying to learn to fight. It's like, look, you need to fight like a girl. You need to get the guys where they don't know. Fight like a girl. And then like so they won't know. But then literally the end song is fight like a girl. So I love that. But it's over the top action, and I love it. I love when she's fucking. There's loads of moments where she's grabbing fucking axes and hammers, and the guy's kind of running at her, and she fucking, smashes him in the face. Practical gore mixed with CGI gore, that's fucking awesome. You know, and when she's kind of, jumping around and people are punching her, and then where she's jumping on some people and fucking punching them and getting a fucking, as I said, axe fucking it right into someone's face, like, shooting them. It's fucking amazing. It's such a fucking. The action scenes are so well done. But the slower character moments are great. I love when she's like, right, I have to go do this, I go to this hotel or whatever. And it's like just this journey you follow her on, literally and metaphorically. You see her character become tougher, progress. She's not really the best at fighting at the start. Then she ends up being arguably fucking better than John Wick at fighting, you know? And she's in a fucking car. And then, like, you just get to see her on this fucking cool adventure. Um, you know, I just thought, and like each character was interesting. I found Gabriel Byrne to be an interesting villain as well. They hadn't dabbled in the kidnapping a kid before in the John Wick films, you know, and this kid, it does cut to her being kidnapped, and you do see her throughout the film, and the moment where he comes in and it's like, see the kid, and Gabriel Byrne is just there talking like, oh, hello, how are you? How are you getting on and all this stuff? And she goes, it's like, is my daddy, is he dead? Is he gonna be okay? We don't know that about that and all that. He's like, you're not gonna give your grandfather a hug. Your grandfather. I don't think he says that, but he's like talking about, oh, I'm your grandfather, blah blah blah. Just kind of saying this, kind of talking to her like a child, but also being a sinister cunt about it. And she's like, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. It's like, yeah, that hate will make you stronger. And I love how unapologetically evil this villain is. That is one thing that these fucking movies do great, is the fucking villains are some of the scummiest people on the earth. And it's just such a great revenge thing. It's a great revenge movie. It's fucking awesome. The revenge aspect is amazing. But and then I love the moment where he's like, yeah, throw the grenades in, and when he's arguing with the girl or whatever, right? When Eve is arguing with her sister, and they throw the grenades in, and like, oh shit, and there's that big fucking explosion, and there's more, you jump in the. That's why she has to jump out the window, and it's like bang, 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 and that's what leads to her going outside and shooting more people. And there's plenty of blowing up. She loves blowing people up in this. There's many moments where she'll throw a grenade during an action scene and then bang, blow someone up. There's many moments where, like, just a bunch of fucking um places will blow up, like, oh shit, um where they're outside, and during like a lot of the fucking action sequences where there's people shooting, there's loads of fucking explosions, and it's practical explosions as well, and there's fucking people blowing up and fucking gore and blood and guts flying everywhere, and it's fucking glorious, and I love it. um but like the finale as well, like the fucking, you know the finale is amazing. It's at night, the whole town's against her, like, right, we have to go and get her, kill her now, blah blah blah. There's even actually a moment as well where Ian McShane um calls up someone, and he actually calls up the girls from the John Wick 2 and 3 that say that, And 4 as well, the John Wick excommunicado. We actually get to see those people. It's like, yes, how are you, Winston? And they're talking left and giving information. But all of it, it was a cameo done right because it helps progress the story forward. But once again, I love the colour. I love the fucking way that it looks. It just looks fucking great and I love it. But yeah, the finale is amazing. She gets guns. She gets a fucking sword. You know, the whole town's against like, yo, you gotta go. You gotta stop her and stuff. And then, you know, she's essentially going after her and there's people coming like, oh, she's just there fucking them up and shooting. And there's people coming at her like, bang, 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 bang. And they're like, come on. And it's just this fucking constant shoot them up. Amazing action. While it's snowing on top of that at night. And it's fucking, there's lights and there's fucking sound. There's sirens going off. And it's epic. I like the colors and the fucking the way it all looks, like the colors of the fucking town and the colors of the city. It's that kind of like, in a weird way, Japanese anime kind of feel, but like the way it looks is beautiful. It's beautiful to look at, and it's, you know, I don't know, even with the rain and the snow adds to the atmosphere and the lighting. The lighting is perfect as well. And there's people coming like bang, 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 and she's just there shooting, fucking shooting, getting a sword, fucking them up, throwing stuff at them, fucking blowing people up, bang, bang. It's the stakes are very, very high. You know, just fucking constantly going through people, stabbing them, shooting them. The tension's there. The bad guy, it cuts back and forth to the villain. Like, I'm gonna fucking, go after her, get her, get her, get her. You know, and then the girl's in the van, and she's just there fucking slicing and dicing and shooting, bang, 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 hand on hand combat, blowing people up, and she's just going through this whole fucking village, and then there's the guy being like, oh, I'm gonna he's keeps constantly looking at her. He's like, yeah, she's there, sir. She's nearly here, whatever. And he's just kind of shooting, 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 and the whole fucking it goes on for ages, like just bang, bang, bang. This epic fucking finale where she's just going through the town, and there's people coming at all fucking angles, and she's just there. And the action sequence is just done so fucking well. It's exciting. She's fighting people in the snow, which means it's also different as well. It's a different thing. Having not only assassins, but the entire town against her. An entire fucking village against her is fucking unique and different. Like, she's like, you brainwash all these people. Like, they all believe your ideology and stuff. And he's all like, yeah, even if you wanted to settle here, they're all going to hate you. They all have the same belief. Even if you do kill me, so yeah, which is a good point, so they're all coming at her like bang, bang, there's people, assassins, she's there, picking up guns, and like, even there's certain angles in the film, right, like even earlier on a day where she's kind of, someone's about to shoot at her and she kind of goes, and you're like, fuck me, this would be a great video game, but anyway, shooting around, whatever, kind of goes on for a while. Throws grenades, she just dodges them, blows them up, throws grenades, blows more people up, like bang, and it's just a fucking epic finale. It's suspenseful, it's action packed, it's well shot. It's like, what more could you fucking want, But on top of that, I think another thing I love about it, right, is it's different. Because then she gets a fucking flamethrower, right? And then, like, it's just there, these other guys are like, come on. Right, she finds a flamethrower, she's looking at it. And then these other fuckers like, ah, and she just comes out, fucking lights them all on fire. And they're like, And then, like, she's lighting more and more people on fire. There's even a moment where she lights someone on fire and he's still alive. And she's, like, consistently lighting him on fire and he just won't fucking die. And eventually she does end up killing him. And it's fucking hilarious and amazing. And like, she's just kind of there like killing more and more people with this fucking flamethrower. But then she's also looking down, seeing fuck, it's about to run out, which adds to the tension. Then there's another fucker who has a flamethrower, and he's trying to get her, and then they're trying to dodge, and then she comes out, and you see him throughout the film as well, like some of the assassins or whatever. You do get a lot of those kind of memorable assassins, but like he's trying to like fucking flamethrower her or whatever, and she's trying to do it back, but it's not working or whatever. But eventually she grabs this kind of gas thing. Then as he's trying to flamethrower her, it's like the water is kind of going back or the gas is going back or whatever, and she's spraying it at him, and he ends up going on fire and dying, and it's fucking awesome. Um, but like I just love that, and then I love moments where she's almost getting shot, like bang, 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 and like almost dying, and then John Wick ends up shooting. A shot comes out of nowhere, and John Wick is there with the gun trying to fucking help her, and then she's kind of looking up, and he's just there like that. And there's many moments where, um, it'll cut to her there, and he's kind of looking through the bird's eye view, and then there's times where he'll like shoot, and it'll cut back to him from his point of view, and you'll see him and stuff, you know. And I do like that he gets involved in the action, so we do actually get the bit of John Wick action in here as well. Um, he's like, oh, John Wick's a problem. It's like how many assassins is there? Like, this is John Wick we're dealing with. It's like, come on, man, it's only one guy, and he throws something and whoa, fucking axes this girl and shoots, and then they're coming at him like, and he's just like, and he's like, and he's just there fucking people up left and right, shooting them, bang, bang, bang. He hears the audio going on from the fucking speaker, and then, and he's just kind of like, and he's just shooting left, right, and center, bang, bang, bang. How many times have I fucking said that? Right? Do a count, please. And he's just like bang, 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 shooting people, grabbing the gun, and then shooting people as the assassin and all that. And I love that he helps her out as well. Then she rings up being like, is it done? Did you do it? It's like, no, he's dead. And all that. Well, she did it. She killed him. And all that. And she just goes, fine. Because the reason he's there is because she sent him to kill her. Which I like, because we also see his human side. We know that he's not a villain. He's kind of an anti-hero, but he's just great. And I like when they call him the Baba Yaga and stuff. But I also like that the action scene he's in didn't take away from what she was doing. But like this whole third act is amazing. It's a fucking amazing scene. And then the moment where Gabriel Byrne is just having this fucking, he's like, you're a waste, and he's doing this fucking typical fucking villain speech, and she just goes bang and shoots him in the fucking head, shutting him up, which is just great. Sees the girl is there, whatever. It's like, this whole town turned against you, and she saves the girl or whatever. She goes back to the father, find out Norman Reedus is still alive. It's like, thank you, you saved me. And she's like, he goes to the girl, hi baby, and it's like, hey daddy, and it's nice that he actually did survive and walks off or whatever. And she walks off and goes off. And then like John Wick goes off to say something. He's like, yeah, it's nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. Or he doesn't say that, but he goes off or whatever. But yeah, and like I just think that's an amazing sequence. But also I do like a lot of the slower dialogue scenes, where she's talking to Angelica Houston or she's talking to Ian McShane. I love when she checks into the Continental and we see Lance Reddick again. It's like, welcome to the Continental and stuff like that. And I like when she uses the coin and shows the coin. It reminded me of John Wick. It's like, oh yeah, I need a room, but I need this. And it's like, and she goes into the place. I love when she first goes in to buy guns in the car off the guy. She puts the coin there. And it's like, what can I do for you, miss? And all that, And she's like, here you go. I just like the dialogue between them, and, how that scene was done. It was just very John Wick-esque. I like the moment where she goes into the hotel and she's kind of like, oh, can you, because she has to be there on business, can you check me into this particular room, please. It's like, yeah, absolutely, or whatever. And then you see these girls kind of looking at her, looking, oh, she looking a bit suspicious. And they go up, and you know that there's something about to fucking kick off, or whatever. But I like when it cuts back to Lance Riddick and stuff. I can't remember just a moment where him and Ian McShane talk, and he's like, oh, yeah, she's up here, blah, blah, blah. But I like seeing him again in the few scenes that he said, we have plenty of rooms for you and all that. You know, it was nice to see him. Um, still be involved. Rest in peace. Um, but even the fucking moment where she goes up and then goes up to fucking try and see Norman Reedus, right? And goes in with the gun, right? And the really nice fucking house as well. Like fucking some of the locations in this film and like the sets and all are just unbelievable. Like the fucking the location scouting was very well done as well. Um, but I love when she goes up and sees the girl, and she goes, "Oh shit," or whatever, and she goes, "You're not supposed to say that word. Are you here to kill my daddy?" It's like, your dad? No, whatever, you know. And then like you get this great camera shot showing a fucking gun, like a fuck, almost like a fucking saw trap. Then he comes out, hey, what are you doing here? You know, and Norman Reedus is like, oh shit, and he's like, listen, I can't fucking deal with this. What the hell are you doing here? And all that. You know, he's kind of like, look, I'm here to help. Blah blah blah. There's people out here trying to get me. And he's like, well, you came to the right place. And essentially, what she's looking for is she's like, look, the people that killed my father had this mark on their hand because she's looking. Because at one point when she's like fighting someone, looking, she's the mark, and she's like, where's this mark coming from or whatever, and she, you know, shoots the fucker. Um, there's many moments where where she's driving, someone will come bang, and she see the mark on the hand and all that, and he's like, yeah, I used to be in this cult or whatever, and they mention throughout the film many times, yeah, it's a cult, it's part of a cult. I like when they're like, oh, you have to find this guy, and here's the image, and they find the image, and the first time you see Norman Reedus is in the photo. You're like, oh shit, we have to go find this guy, and there's many times you'll see this mark on people's hands or whatever, or wrist, and essentially he's like, yeah, I just want to be here with my daughter, and they're just kind of talking back and forth or whatever, and then out of nowhere these criminals come in, bang, and all this shit, and then they're like, it's kind of cutting back and forth between the characters downstairs, like, yeah, we got to go up here, and when they go up, they bust in, and then Norman Reedus is there, he's like, come on baby, and all that, get out of here, whatever, and I like the relationship he had with his daughter, even though we don't see a lot of it. And then she's just kind of there, like, she's helping out, and the two of them are there, fucking killing bad guys, and she's fucking blowing people up, stabbing them, and fucking hitting them. And there's plenty scenes like that, as I said, let's seen earlier or whatever. And then the fucking gun trap goes off, someone goes up to it, and then blows their fucking brain off when they open it, their head off, and then they're just shooting around the place. The girls come up fighting. They're fighting left, right, and centre, shooting people or whatever. Then it goes off. They go down out of the fucking hotel. The shooting's gone on for a while. Someone comes up, shoots Norman Reedus. She's like, Daddy, or whatever. That's when they go and take her, and then they knock and they hit what's her face, Anna de Armas out off. They hit her or whatever. I love the part where she gets captured and there's those guys with the assassins, right? And all the girls are tied up, and she's like, look, I didn't do this. I didn't shoot anyone. I didn't kill anyone. I didn't do any of that. And then, without any hesitation, they just go and shoot the other two girls, and there's good dialogue scene after that. So yeah, I thought, like, all of those action sequences were just done really well. Like, the one in the apartment was fucking amazing. Left, right, and centre. With the camera. Um, and the practicality of using the machine guns and stuff, and the practical effects, and just the overall look. And as I said, there's so many moments where they're in the city, or, and there's the mix and blend of colours. You obviously do get the kind of purple colour and look, and the kind of rainbowy color look when they're in the city, and then the music is great. And then obviously when any of the characters are talking like a different language, you get the typical kind of John Wick style subtitles. I just thought it was all really well done. I thought the villain was great. I thought there was the typical kind of funny, humorous moments as well that you'd get in a John Wick movie. Um, I loved a lot, as I said, the action. I love the moment where she's in the ballet school and see a lot of scenes like that at the start, and you get a moment that takes place during John Wick 3 from a different perspective where she's looking, and then she's talking to, and Keanu Reeves is talking to Angelica Houston, and he's like, "What's all this over? All this over a fucking dog?" And then he kind of looks up and sees Anna de Armas looking at him or whatever. And then eventually, as he's walking, she goes, "It's you, isn't it?" And he goes, "Yeah." It's like, "You're the one they call the Baba Yaga." And he's like, "Yeah, that is me," or whatever. And it's like, "Is it true what they say about you?" "Every word." And then, the whole sequence of like, how do I do what you do and stuff? I feel like you already are. But he goes, "But you can walk away. You don't have to stay here. You can walk away. You don't have to you can make a choice to walk away." It's like, "Yeah, okay." But I do love, like, even later on in the film where she's like, she's disobeying orders. It's like, "Look, come back here. Don't disobey me." It's like, "I'm sorry, I have to do this," and stuff. And then eventually she's like, "Right, I need to call someone." And then the train arrives, and then you just see someone walk off it and pans up, and it's John fucking Wick, you know, and he basically goes there, and then eventually the two of them are in like kind of a snowy area that's very like reminding me of kind of the place in The Shining, the hedge maze or whatever. Um, and I like when they're fighting, and he's like, and she's like, "What?" I actually have to be careful that I don't break anything. And she's like, "Wait, what are you doing?" And no, before they even start fighting, she's kind of looking, and she goes, "Wait, it's you." It's like, "Yeah, do you remember me?" It's like, I talked to you a few months ago." It's like, "I do." And then she's just kind of like, "She sent you here to kill me." And he's just like, "Yeah, if you walk away, I told you you could walk away. If you walk away, I won't do it." Or whatever. "I don't want to," and all that. And she's like, "I have to do this revenge. Like, please, you don't have to do this. Just walk away." And they're like, "No." And they're like, "Okay, fine." And then you get a great fight scene between them where they're like, bang, bang, fucking, doing the fucking John Wick and versus the ballerina, Eve versus John Wick. And it's like, I'm like, "Please don't do this." And she's like, "I have to," I was like, "Just walk away." And he keeps saying, "Walk away, just leave, leave." And they're like, bang, 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 and shooting or whatever. And they're, just back and forth fighting. And it's a really well choreographed fight scene. And I even like the shots of her like walking with the fucking sword on her back and the guns and stuff. And he goes, "Look, I have to do this. I need to stop this guy." It's like, "Right, I will give you till midnight. And if it's not done, I will have to kill you." And she's like, "Okay, fair enough," and walks off or whatever. I just thought that was a powerful scene. And he didn't kill her in the end. She ended up succeeding, so I thought that was great. But even like when it pops up like 11 o'clock, like just it's so inventive whenever it says like 2 months later. Like the way that the text is in the John Wick films is so creative. And I know this is a fucking spin off, but it's still from the world of John Wick. And I love even the logo popping up at the end from the world of John Wick, Ballerina. But yeah, I know I've rambled on for a while. Guys, I'm going to try and not make my movie reviews so long. I just had a lot to talk about. I just kind of got carried away. Um, I'm going to try work on making them shorter still. But I love this film. I thought the action was really well done. It was choreographed very well. All of the acting was phenomenal. I thought the editing was on point. The music was just brilliant. Um, it done a great job at capturing the John Wick style and feel. Um, it done everything a spin off should do. I was very invested in Anna de Armas's character. I honestly didn't have any problems with the film. It's one of my favorites of the year. and I would give Ballerina from the world of John Wick a 10 out of 10. So that was my movie review of Ballerina from the world of John Wick. I'll see you guys later, and bye.